All right, Mitch, this was built by a friend of mine who is a handyman. He is going to be installing this in a vanity in a home that he's redoing. So he gave us free reign.
Cool. I'm hoping it's a vanity or else that's the world's smallest
Smallest sink, right?
Right, and it looks like it's between two walls.
It is. It's between two walls.
No finished edges on either side.
So we're going to be doing a technique that Mitch has been doing lately. I think it was a happy accident.
It was a happy accident.
Yeah,
I've been trying to match that sandstone.
Exactly. I loved it so much. So we're gonna kind of take that and tweak it a little bit. We're gonna be using Color Passion Ice Blue Luster as our main color. Then we're gonna bring in a little bit of the white, lighten it up a little bit. In fact, in one of the pours, I'm gonna be adding some pearl white mica powder.
I love that color.
It is gorgeous. So we're just playing. We're not really doing a dirty pour, but we're kind of doing a dirty pour, but we're not taping our edges. So that's gonna give us the ability to manipulate this, tilt it, because it's small, and just, we don't know. We're just gonna have fun. And if that fly doesn't leave.
Oh, right, I was about to say, it almost landed on my eye. Brand new epoxy technique right now. Learn it in this video. Stay tuned. Enjoy the video.
All right, so here's kind of my idea. Okay, now, you know, you never know about my ideas. This is about how I cook. So I'm gonna pour a little bit, and all this is our regular Art Coat epoxy, just clear. And I'm gonna tint it a little bit with our ice blue. Now what I'm gonna do is your favorite little technique is I'm gonna take just white dye, okay? And I'm gonna drizzle just a little bit, just like you taught me.
Right.
Okay, we're just gonna do a little. Now I don't wanna go crazy on this because I want it very, very subtle, all right?
It sinks, the white is heavy.
Immediately.
So it kind of envelops itself.
Yes.
So it's a surprise when it comes out.
Now I could,
That's cool.
I could do like one little turn, but I think my first one, I'm not gonna do that, just to kind of see how it turns out, okay? All right, so here we go. So we're just gonna kind of pour it out. And what I'm going for is a very, very subtle kind of a marble. Now this is telling me that I'm gonna have to go a little harder, or I guess a little bit more on my white, because I didn't get quite as much of that marbling that I wanted. Now, oh yeah.
It's hiding again. Oh man, look at that.
That's pretty.
Forward.
I like that. Super pretty. Now I'm gonna add this time, here's your blue, I'm gonna add a little bit of this pearl white powder. Now I'm hoping it's gonna give me just a little bit of a shimmer, but you know what? I don't know, I've never done this. I'm just gonna see what happens. Now when you add mica powder into the resin, it's not like when you're adding the dye. You really have to make sure that it is stirred really, really well. Let me have that.
The white?
Yes, sir. Now this one I got pretty light, so this might be kind of cool. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that. So I'm gonna come over here with some white.
I almost did a little bit of the same technique with the paste into the clear. Ooh, that's pretty too. Look at that.
I want to kind of meld out this one dark area that we have. So the only thing that I was giving as guidance was the wall is blue. That's the only thing, the only guidance I was given was the wall is blue.
Can I use the rest of this?
You bet. So what this is a really cool setup that I have with Lance. You know, he does a lot of countertops. So he'll just call me up and say, hey, I have a client that wants this. He builds it and then he'll bring it to me and then he'll actually install it.
That is nice.
So yeah,
and he pays you to pour it?
Pays me to pour it. And then he'll carry the warranty with the client. I carry a warranty with him. So some cases I never even see the client, which is I kind of miss that a little bit. Okay.
I'm gonna take some of these scraps and go around the edge. When we go to tilt, we'll kind of get it to flow. There's plenty of scraps on clean plastic. That's another pro tip is when you're doing a client's job, sometimes it's nice to get yourself a nice clean work area so you can grab that resin off the the table rather than
and utilize
a bunch of boogers with it.
Absolutely.
Or other colors or The worst is pouring multiple projects in the same day and then you get that color brought in.
Exactly. Yep, I've done that.
So on this one, in this pour, I put in the clear. I took the paste and I undermixed that. And then I squeezed in some white and undermixed that.
Oh, wow.
So we're getting some of the clear in there too, because there was still some clear in that bucket.
Oh yeah, break up that one color. Yeah. So Mitch, we're a little short on material, just because this is a technique I've not really done before. So you had a great idea. Let's just kind of do a skim coat right here, and then
some of the scraps in the bucket, off the table.
Then we can just kind of tilt it and see what happens. We can always go mix up some more resin in the back.
Right, because we've been working for 15, 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
We would have plenty of time to go mix another batch, pour it, and they would all meld and cure together.
Yeah.
Be amazed how much is on your gloved hands on the sharp edge. You could really get it off.
Yes, you can.
And then just kind of lubricate into that pour. Then when we start to tilt, which is a cool thing on Vanities, is you could tilt them fairly easily. You'd be amazed. Like sometimes I'll panic, like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough, and then it's moving.
Oh, I've done that with so many dirty pours, it's not even funny.
Right. And if you just leave it be, add a little heat, it self-levels, especially with a good tape dam on there. That looks pretty dang cool.
Yeah, that does. I love it.
It's like suspended in that real translucent color.
All right, well, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's tilt.
Which way first?
So I guess we need to probably get those edges taken care of on the front. So let's maybe tilt to the front a little bit. Now I'm gonna have to just rely on you because I can't see the front. Now keep in mind, we want this to be very subtle. So that's why we wanna stretch it out, is we want the design to be very, very, very soft.
I'm kind of breaking up some surface tension with that leading edge.
Perfect. You know, you could do this with beach colors, more beachy colors, and what a beautiful beach this would be.
I love this.
I know, is that gorgeous?
This is sick.
Yeah.
Like that's a pro tip where you put a real subtle vein.
Yeah.
That's translucent, and then float over it.
It floats over.
Super contrasted one.
Yeah. Watch them. Man, and so the more you tilt a design, the softer that design is going to be. So keep that in mind. If you're wanting a really distinct vein or a really distinct pattern, don't move it too much, because don't tilt it too much, because it will stretch out quite a bit, which in this case, that's really what we're going for. Golly. Okay, I'm loving this. So our panic, we didn't need to panic. We had plenty of material to cover this, and I love it. Now, the question is, do we hit any of this with alcohol?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It could be pretty.
I'm thinking maybe right here, just a tiny bit. Actually, let me do this. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of our Fuzion spray, our Relax. Oh yeah, that gave
some pretty stuff going on this piece.
Yeah, that gave it a real cool look. Yeah, because I don't want to use any more heat, because I don't want this to move anymore.
That's a cool thing about that Relax that I got to start using more, is sometimes I come in and I'll hit it too late, and even like kind of, you know, when you hit it with a torch and then the micas reactivate and sink? If you don't want that look, sometimes there's no other way, but that Relax is amazing at popping bubbles.
Yeah. Okay, so we had plenty of material to cover the surface, but both of us agree that because my edges, I didn't fog dark enough, all I'm seeing is white edges.
Especially where there's minimal dye. Like
exactly.
Here we have a lot of paste. That paste stretches out thinner, so it's showing up white there. And on our edges, where we have a little extra dye, it kind of masks it.
Yep. So I should have went ahead and got another can of paint and fogged my edges a little bit more, and you wouldn't be able to see these stark white. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix up some more resin. Now the reason we're doing that is not because we didn't have enough resin to cover. We had the perfect amount, but now we're gonna come in with a little bit darker with more of the dyes instead of the paste, and we're gonna go over our edges and try to kind of cover up some of those stark white edges. So we'll be right back. This is kind of how I cook. I just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Give it a swirl there, because the more you mix, you know, you're gonna make that white, but then we have a little of that contrast. And what do you want?
Yeah, let's kind of address this edge right here we can add, and then we'll hit that front edge. Oh my goodness. Yes, that's gorgeous. Definitely bringing that, oh my gosh, it almost looks 3D. It going over the top of what's already there. It's looks gorgeous.
Cool depth.
Yeah, pretty.
And then that's where I did that drizzle, and you could see where you did a little mixing, it softens it.
Maybe hit it right here. You have some left? Yeah, maybe hit it right there.
Yeah, let's do this.
Oh yeah. And by putting translucent, over translucent, over, you know, that's where, with some of that opaque color, man.
Yeah, and that was just a little bit more epoxy brings the whole piece. And you'll have that translucent pushed together here, which will create a great transition.
Yep. And don't be scared to just put, like Mitch did, just put little blobs of color, because if you look at a real stone, you'll see that. You'll see pockets of color and pockets of a design that maybe moves completely different than the way the other design was. So I love this right here.
I got a tiny bit of alcohol on it when I cleaned my
hands. It looks good. I like it.
And it kind of reactivated our paste in there. When the paste muted out of here, that came back to life.
I love it. I'm loving this. I'm so glad we decided to do this. So I would love to bring in this look.
Oh, that edge is so much better.
Does it look good?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's bring this look in kind of
over there,
over here, and then we'll bring it into the front edge as well. Now we have to be real careful on that front edge when we pour, because we don't want it to all run off. You know, we want some of this really pretty to stay.
So come here.
Yeah, I kind of think that. Yeah, I think that. I don't want to, this one little vein right there is so pretty.
I'll stick more in this.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, perfect. Yes, perfect.
And then maybe you do the front with the rest.
Yep.
So how'd you find this customer, or how'd he find you?
I've known Lance for years and years and years. He's just a really good friend, and like I said, he's got a really good business. He does he builds homes, he does remodels.
Cool. How do you find out of epoxy, your social media?
Well, you know, no, we were actually Kenny does a contest every year where they shoot skeet, they play dominoes, and they play golf.
Cool.
And we just happened.
That sounds fantastic.
You'll be invited this year.
Sweet.
But we just got to talking about something, and one thing led to the other, and he came out here and he was like, wow, he was real skeptical at first. He was like, nah, you know.
I heard of this epoxy thing.
Yeah, and man, after he did his first countertop, he was sold on it.
So he now incorporates epoxy finishes into his custom builds.
He does.
That's amazing.
Yep. And I enjoy it because, like I say, I get to be the creative one.
You get a piece of content.
Yep.
And you get paid to make a piece.
Yep. And then I actually got to go see one of his installs the other day, and the homeowners were just ecstatic. They were just so, and you know, the first thing they said was, you know, they were having to do their home on a budget. And they never thought they would be able to have something that looked so high end at such a great price point.
That's exactly the reason that Stone Coat was invented.
Yep. You know, when people first started thinking about this, they thought of it as a cheap way to be able to do something nice, but it's developed, and there's such amazing, fantastic artists out there that are taking this to the next level. And I love that.
Any epoxy project, I'm taking a step back and looking at what jumps out, what's less realistic to me. And if anything is where my white line broke up here. So my go-to to fix that would probably be a little alcohol, but I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I tell you what, why don't we do this? Why don't we try and just see what happens if we touch it, and then if we don't like it, you're gonna hit it with alcohol anyway, right? So if we just take it.
This is probably some of our under-mixed vein. So yeah, maybe just re-walk it through. Might be all we need to do.
Are you holding your breath like me?
I am, so you don't smell my breath.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I love. Look how these little.
It's waking up the paste.
Yes, and because it's already been sitting for a while, that's probably gonna stay.
Want me to hit the piece?
Yes, I do. I go full send it.
So I'm gonna give a little bit bigger drop.
Oh yes.
Yeah, look. It like hammers that.
Yep.
So that kind of muted.
You know what? That's the pour that I put the white mica powder in. So the white mica powder is reacting a little bit differently than just the dyes and just the paste. Oh yes, I love this.
And some of the things I'll do too on a piece
I gotta do my diamond
getting
dust.
installed is I go around to all my exposed edges and get resin on them.
Yep.
Just in case my customer has children like mine and they take baths every time they try to wash their hands or shave now. And it's fun teaching kids to shave. You didn't have to do that.
I did not. But I am gonna come in, I did mix up a little bit of diamond dust. And I'm gonna come in and she did want a little bit of bling. So we're gonna give her that. We're gonna just put a little vein. And I'm just gonna kind of follow a design that's already there. I mixed up my diamond dust pretty solid. So
Ooh, that's gonna look good.
And because it's starting to kind of sink, it's gonna look like it's almost like a crack in there.
And it's pretty much 2 colors. Well, 3. A little bit of that pearl from Leslie Creations.
Yeah, not a lot. And it just shows what you can do with just a few colors and a little imagination.
Yeah, the diamond dust is real nice in there. That is nice.
Just enough to kind of give it a pop. I don't want it to be crazy.
I really love your diamond dust veins. Like you said, it almost creates a fracture. And you'll see that in natural stone.
Yeah.
The quartz fracture, like that.
And it kind of,
through the vein.
Yeah, and it looks like it's just, because that epoxy had set for a little bit, it's not spreading out. It's staying pretty distinct.
We're getting much more colors on the edges. Fantastic job.
Perfect. So Mitch, I haven't done a lot of blue. I'll be honest with you, it's just not a color that I've done a lot, and I was a little nervous, but this turned out amazing. And taking that little technique that you accidentally found has turned into, this is gonna be something that I use quite a bit. So
it's cool, but be sure to, like we said earlier, be sure to apply a clear coat. Because sometimes that heavy dye vein we put in and don't mix, that can stay undermixed and it will be wet tomorrow.
Right.
So, and what I've done too, I've wiped them off, and that's also good. You could clean it off with alcohol, but leave it alone.
Yeah.
Sand to it, or even better, come back and do that clear coat before you have to sand within 15 hours.
Yep.
Between hour like 14 and
where it's
blue tape tacky, right?
Blue tape tacky.
Then you don't need to sand, and you just go clear coat right over there. It's not wet enough to ghost or get. Have you had that happen yet?
No, I have not. I've not had that happen yet. So no, that's a great tip though. So we'll hit this with a flood coat before the 24-hour period where it's still tacky. Don't have to sand, just in case some of that dye did not fully dry, because dye will never dry.
Right. No.
And
on your table.
Yeah, and I found that the hard way, where I touch something and then rub my face. So, yeah. Okay, well.
Even add a little diamond dust in that clear coat. That'd be sweet.
Sweet, yes. So thank you, I appreciate it.
You're welcome, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. So guys, I can't wait for the homeowners to see this. This is going to be super, super cool. If you like projects like this, let me know in the comments. Give me a color. You guys suggest a color that I don't do very often. Give me a wild color, and I'm gonna try to attempt something really cool. All right, leave me a comment. So guys, I hope no matter what holiday you are choosing to celebrate during this season, that you and your family have a very, very blessed season.
No, thanks for including me. This was a lot of fun. It turned out just like you talked about, nice and subtle, but a lot of stuff going on that's gonna catch your eye and get your customer, your spouse, or your loved one to stop right in their tracks and go, how the heck could you afford that? Because blue granite is through the roof expensive.
Super expensive.
You need to do blue a lot more because you nailed it, Rhonda. Good job.
All right, guys, if you like this, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for future notifications so you guys will know every time we upload a new video. Check out our website, rk3designs.com, for a full line of epoxy and specialty colorants, just like we used here. We do free shipping on all orders over $100, and we do same-day shipping if you order before noon. All right, guys, love you guys. Merry Christmas, and we will see you next year.